If you've been looking for a video on how to install cabinets in a fast, efficient way, then check out this video, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through how we installed these. I'm going to show you how to install your drawers and cabinet doors and how to adjust them if things aren't lining up properly. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you is the vanity we installed. This is adjacent to the kitchen right there. First thing you want to do after you get your cabinet kind of pushed into your space is get your levels out and your shims, and let's get everything leveled. Typically what I like to do after I get everything leveled is I'll take my stud finder and then I'll go ahead and figure out where I'm going to anchor the cabinet to. This is also not your standard vanity. We actually left underneath the sink completely open because this is for wheelchair accessibility. So all we have is a side leg that's going to help support the countertop once they put it in. So what we're doing in this clip is just getting it leveled out with the other vanity to make sure that once they put the top on that everything's going to line up. Now I know undermount drawer slides are pretty popular, but for this video we obviously did side mount rails. So the first thing you're going to do is take the male end of the drawer slide and we're going to mount it flush with the bottom of the drawer. Next you're going to take the female part of the drawer slide and we're going to mount it on the inside of the face trim on the lowest part of where that current box will be. Then we're going to measure the distance on the inside of the face trim and put a mark on the back side of the box. This is where we're going to put the bracket that the rail is going to pop into. Once you snap those together, we're going to take our magnetized level, we're going to set it on the rail, and then we're going to take a screw and we're going to put it in the back panel where that bracket is. You have a bunch of holes in that bracket, and I like to choose one that gives me the flexibility to adjust that bracket in and out. That way when you go to set your drawer, it makes it super easy. And there you go. So now we're going to go ahead and hang a couple of cabinet doors, and I'm going to walk you through what to do when they don't perfectly line up and how we adjust them. Alright, so these are touching, but these European hinges usually got a few different ways of adjusting it. You got these right here. They'll tow the door in and out. Bit high, so I'm just going to raise this door back up a little. Okay, use these screws again. Do it on both sides. Perfect. Let me bring this forward a little. So moving on to the kitchen cabinets now. The way we designed these cabinets, I created this corner cabinet box, and I like to do my upper cabinets first. Now there's different ways of hanging your cabinets. This is a method that I kind of like. So basically I'm going to find my studs and then I'm going to mark my line where I want the bottom of the cabinets to line up. Then I'm going to take some additional trim pieces and basically anchor those to the wall, so all I have to do is set the cabinet on it like so. And you usually don't have to worry about the screw holes from the trim piece that you screwed into the wall, because this is going to be getting backsplash and it's going to be covered. I also like to start with my corner cabinet if there is one, because we're going to level everything off of that box. So just a little tip for your upper boxes, I like to preset my screw once I've measured everything out. That way I'm not fumbling around trying to set a screw while I'm trying to hold a cabinet in place. Also, I don't fully anchor the cabinet into the wall until I screw the boxes together. So I'll usually put one screw in just to hold it in place, and then I'll use my clamps as you just saw. I'll clamp the face trims together, pre-drill them, and then screw the boxes together. Once you have the boxes screwed together, then you can go ahead and set your anchors. Also, if you noticed in the video, I'm always checking my level as I go. Every time I hang a new box, I recheck everything to make sure nothing's gotten off. In theory, if you leveled your first box properly, none of them should be off, but I always like to just stay on top of that and make sure. Once you have all your uppers installed, then you're ready to start your lowers. Just like we did the bathroom vanity, once you push your cabinet into the space, go ahead and use your stud finder, find where you need to anchor the box, and then use your shims to get the box level. Then after you've anchored your box, go ahead and double check your level one more time just to make sure nothing moved. Now I'm going to show y'all how we anchor the island. So for the island, you want to go ahead and pencil on the ground exactly where your island's going to be. Once you have that figured out, we're going to go ahead and take a couple of 2x4s and we're going to anchor those to the concrete. This is what the cabinet is going to screw into. Small detail, you may notice that I have tape on my drill bit. I use the tape to mark the depth in which the screw I need to anchor into the ground needs to be. This way you don't drill the hole too shallow or too deep. Now that we got our 2x4s mounted, you're going to take your shims just like you did with your other base cabinets. Go ahead and level out your island, and then we're going to screw that island into those 2x4s. All right, everything is set and leveled. Last thing to do is to mount our drawers and our doors. These are a couple of pullouts that we designed to go behind these cabinet doors. We're going to get these installed, and we're doing these just like we did the ones in the bathroom. The only real difference between doing pullouts that are behind cabinet doors and regular drawers is that they're not screwing the front of the rail to the inside of the face trim. We have some extra trim that we installed that is going to move those drawers in a little bit further. If you mount those to the face trims where the doors are mounted, they're actually going to hit the door when you try to pull the drawer open. So you have to design the drawers to be a little bit smaller than the space. So as you can see in this video, I'm measuring the inside of the face trim and I'm putting a mark on the back side of the cabinet box. This is where I'm going to mount those brackets that we talked about. Now, there is some different ways of doing this. This is just how I chose to do it. Some people rather actually take a piece of scrap wood and pre-measure and pre-mount the brackets on that separate piece of wood. Then you can just take that piece of wood and screw it to the back side of the box. Some people prefer to do this. Some people might even say that it's a lot easier. So just FYI if you're looking for a different way of doing it. So one of the last things left to do is to install the crown on this. I always like to do crown on top of my cabinets. It really just gives it a nice finished look. This won't be a full breakdown on how to install a crown. If you're looking for a video like that, let me know and I can make one. But one tip I will give you is that always use a scrap piece. If you're not 100% sure of the angle, it's way better to use a scrap piece to figure it out than to cut on the piece you need to use. So as we're wrapping up this video, I just want to say big thanks to everyone that took the time to watch it. I really do try to make these videos as easy to understand as possible. I understand that there are other ways of installing cabinets, so this is not saying that this is the only way to do it. This is just the way that I do it. But on that note, if anything was unclear, feel free to leave some comments. I will get back to you. I'm going to leave y'all with some final pics of what everything looked like after we were finished. Once again, appreciate all of y'all, and we'll catch you next time.